something close to my heart, and we spoke about the mental health side of the game when Dele Alli was on Gary Neville's show for Sky. And it's reared its ugly head once again. Depression affecting our much beloved Lyle Foster in Burnley. Burnley making the announcement this week. Super sub. This is one of the... I discussed this with an Uber driver this week, funnily enough, where he was talking about Chelsea and like where they go from here. And I said, these are the factors that can affect you as Chelsea, having put young players on really long contracts to be able to spend the sort of money you've spent. Is that they've got the talent, you've got the systems, you should be able to succeed for a very long time. But things like depression, things like injuries, all of these things could play a part in Chelsea reaping the benefits of getting young players on really long contracts.
Yeah, it's scary because I saw the Burnley statement and also what they've tweeted when they said 75% of footballers go through some sort of mental health
from the
issues.
PSA,
It's scary, eh? You know, if you think about it, I mean, Len always say, you know, sometimes we forget that these people are human, you know, and we expect miracle from them. And I just like how Burnley went about it and say, you know what, take your time off and get well. We don't know how much of footballing reasons are part of his issues, you know. It could be other issues that are non-football related, you know.
But remember, sorry for interrupting, but I think, we don't know, but the reasons why, he mentioned something around him feeling depressed and lonely when he was at Westerlo a while ago. So I think it has been, something that has been affecting him. I might not know what the reasons are, but I think being lonely, being away from home might also contribute.
Yeah, well, tomorrow afternoon, 5:00, I think things are only going to get worse for Burnley. They have to travel to the Emirates.
Yeah.
More kids.
Look, Arsenal wished him well.
They did.
Yeah, well,
Of course. I mean,
who wouldn't, you know? I mean,
I think all football clubs think it's very important to...
Because they know that even within their structures, they probably have people that are dealing with mental health issues, you know, and it's just that Lyle Foster went out and say, you know what I mean?
It's not like an Arsenal side that they are currently should be fearing any sort of side that Burnley can put forward the way that Burnley are playing in recent weeks and the way that Arsenal are playing in recent weeks.
Any team in the league, for that matter.
Even if Lyle Foster were to be available and play,
and how much
it's definitely a sincere well-wishing from Arsenal, because I don't think they're fearful of a Lyle Foster-led Burnley.
Look,
and how much of that has contributed to his mental issues? I mean, being on the side that is not winning.
Yeah,
I don't think that's the case. I think
that's what I'm saying. How much of that might have contributed?
Maybe 1%, because that has more bearings on the coach than it has in most instances than it has on the players. More so, he just signed a longer contract. I think more than anything, it's.
Have you ever dealt with a feeling of? I want to put it across in a way that you'll get me.
Have I ever been an Arsenal supporter? Yes.
In a situation where you feel like you are a failure and you've let people down.
Feelings of inadequacy. Yeah.
You know, that has got a very strong bearing to your mental health if you are a winner.
I understand that, but considering how relatively well he's done, I think he scored 3 goals in 10 appearances.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Super Sub, is that our understanding in psychology from a mental health perspective, particularly with men, is the irrational sense of inadequacy that can creep up. So even though we can say, Lyle, you're doing great, buddy. Wow, you're doing amazing. There's no South African player achieving great things like you today. Yeah. You know, maybe he can't see it that way because of the irrational sense of inadequacy that can overcome us at times. I'm not sure that's the case.
We are speculating, but those can be contributing factors.
Certainly can be a factor.
You know, this thing with Lyle Foster, it got me thinking. Yesterday when I was driving, I was not in an Uber, so I had nobody to talk to. So that's why I had to think. Never mind. I think part and parcel of why Lyle Foster is in the space that he's in, it's also a case of like the family thing, not being around, being homesick. Yes, he's been overseas for a long time, but moving from Belgium to the UK and expectations from the championship now to the Premier League is not the same. Like, you're a superstar, you can't even go to the Pick and Pay there and buy a loaf of bread without people mobbing you and all of that jazz. So what got me thinking was, could this also be part and parcel why a lot of South African players do not survive playing overseas?
Yeah, it could be a contributing factor as well. You can't rule that out because we
The
don't handle
Yeah.
things the same.
Loneliness. Sometimes being
being
away from
lonely,
home, unfamiliar
Majita are not
surroundings.
there, you can't go to a Shisanyama. Because in as much as we are critical of footballers, and we are critical of them a lot of the times, but we forget that after facing 90,000 people there by Nazareth there,
Yeah.
there's a let out that I need. Maybe my let out is going to a Shisanyama. Why should you judge me for doing that?
Yeah, for sure.
My let out is going to
A strip
the
club.
TS Galaxy nickname restaurant. Why should you judge me?
What?
Well, I want to head over to the YouTube comments for a little bit, and thank you all for your well wishes for Lyle. I think that's really
yeah.
terrific
Yeah.
of all of you ballers, and it shows the sort of ballers we have.
And there was a sign of his mental health
State.
issues. Remember his reaction? Who were they playing? Were they playing Palace or were they playing Nottingham Forest when he got red carded?
Oh, I remember that.
What he did was not warranted. It was unnecessary.
So
But the
that
way
was
he-
So you're saying
that
he
was a cry for
exhibiting-
help.
He was
Yes,
exhibiting
the way
signs
he
of-
snapped, and that's when I think the first time I heard from
Because I think company went out to say
company
he's
said
not well.
something. Yes.
Yeah, and he was very sympathetic with
Sympathetic.
him.
He was like, yo, you know what? We're not gonna be on his case. Da 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 da.
Well, more than anything, a big shout out to him and also the team for seeing that there is a cry out for help, because I think the most important thing is a person being able to come out, having an environment that is conducive enough where you are able to come out and say, look, I am struggling, and only then can you get the help. I think that's really what's imperative. So he will hopefully make a recovery. We need him back at Burnley.
Yeah, we need
They're
him.
going up against Berlin, so it's not going to be a walk in the park.
We need him
But,
against
I mean, we need
Benin.
him healthy
No,
and
no.
okay.
We need him
you
in
know?
January.
We need him healthy.
We need him in January.
There's a
Yeah.
around the corner here. Live.